misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I make the guys go crazy. I could even get the ladies. The way I move it and groove it might be a freaking disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm not innocent. I'm not innocent. I'm not. Now you know. Once upon a time there was a girl who seemed so shy. She had a sparkle in her smile, but don't let her sweetness fool you. Twinkle in her eyes will surprise you. The way she liked to get down, the way she move it and groove it might be a freaking disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I make the guys go crazy. I could even get the ladies. The way I move it and groove it might be a freaking disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm not innocent. I'm not innocent. I'm not. Now you know. Once upon a time there was a girl who seemed so shy. She had a sparkle in her smile, but don't let her sweetness fool you. Twinkle in her eyes will surprise you. The way she liked to get down, the way she move it and groove it might be a freaking disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think, it might be a little confusing. Don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know, now you know. I'm the slow motion. I know what you think. You might be a little confused and don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. You don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. You don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I know what you think. You might be a little confused and don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm not innocent. I'm not innocent. I'm not. Now you know. Once upon a time there was a girl who seemed so shy. She had a sparkle in her smile, but don't let her sweetness fool you. Twinkle in her eyes will surprise you. The way she liked to get down, the way she move it and groove it might be a freak in disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think. You might be a little confused and don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. I make the guys go crazy. I could even get the ladies. The way I move it and groove it might be a freaking disguise. Pop it, lock it, turn around and drop it. Shake it, now slow motion. I know what you think. You might be a little confused and don't wanna be misunderstood. Let me tell you what's going on. If you don't know now, you know. I'm the baddest on the floor. When I drop it, I get low. I may be sweet, but I'm not innocent. If you don't know now, you know.
Sorry, y'all. I was jigging to that. Thank you to Sadasia for again letting us use her music to get the party started. Okay, you guys.
Let's bring her music.
Yes. Ooh, y'all. Mondays are. I don't want to give them that. I don't want to give Monday that. I'm trying not to give Monday all that power, but y'all don't know how hard it be on Mondays. That's all I got to say. But we
All
doing
you
it.
can do is breathe.
You know, I was sitting here thinking like we
Just
should
breathe.
definitely do a recap of like all the books. Hey, you guys, everybody joining in, make sure to heart. We are a weekly book club. If y'all have not been on, today we're discussing The Archer. It's a book based written by Paulo Coelho.
It's Paulo.
Coelho.
God dang it.
It's right there. It was on the
I know
front.
it wasn't showing the name of
Mhm.
this.
It's right there.
I can't see the whole thing.
Oh,
When it's not showing.
yeah, Paulo.
Oh, I don't know how to say that.
Coelho. Paulo Coelho.
Coelho.
Coelho. See, you know what I'm saying? It's on phonics.
Coelho. How you getting Coelho?
Cole. Look, there we go. I added an extra E. But anyways, you guys, before we start, I don't know, like, do you want to talk about like your thoughts of the book? Like, it was a short read. It was like 49 minutes. It was an easy read.
It really wasn't 49 minutes because the beginning is like, you know, it had like a little prayer, and the actual book was, I don't know, probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was a short book. I mean, it was, you know, hey, reading, try to get it in. Listen, yeah. I want to do like a recap of like all the books that we've done. Yeah, like, I think that would be interesting because we have really pushed our own boundaries in reading books. So for anyone out there that have thought about reading a book, listening to a book, doing Audible, something, getting back into reading, Audible is it. And of course, make sure to join, subscribe, whatever the sayings are for you to come aboard and ride this train. Because like, I feel like with social media and everything that we kind of like can get obsessed with it. And I feel like there should still be some stuff like this on here. So, I mean, this is why we're on here every Monday. At least we try to get on every Monday, y'all. But Mondays again be Mondaying. It's a Monday. So the fact that we do this now, if y'all got a better day to suggest, I'm all ears. Like, just get over Monday. Shoot, we can do this on Wednesday, hump day. But yeah. So, anyways, getting into the book club book tonight, The Archer.
The Archer.
I chose the book simply because I see some things, like I saw it on Instagram or TikTok, one of the social media platforms, and they were talking about it, and I felt like that was something that kind of was something I wanted to read.
That book before.
Okay, so maybe it was that, and she sent it to me, so it was in my phone some type of way. But I feel like it was. In all honesty, I could wrap this up in 5 minutes and we could be in and out. But at the end of the day, I did feel like it was a good book. It talked about a lot of things in a very simple way, but expounded upon. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's so easy to talk about it, but it feels like it's so hard to do. Does that make sense? Yeah. So
it is. That's just like anything. Just it's easy to say. Like it's easier said than done.
Bingo. She said that nicely. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it takes a lot of people some time for them to get there.
Yeah. Y'all don't even know what's going on today. Like, we both tired mentally because of the day. Like, mentally, like, I don't want to bring y'all in my business, but today was like today was just a today.
And I was off today, so there's that.
Yeah. So we gonna get to this so we can get through this. And get in the bed and watch a movie or something. Shoot, I don't know, something. Y'all make sure to hit that love, and I see all you guys coming in. Thank you for joining in. Again, we are reading or discussing The Archer by Paulo Coelho. I think it's Frida Kahlo cousin. So we're going to start with the first kind of emphasis on the book. So there was like several different chapters, and they were talking about different parts of the bows. The chapters are based off the bows, like part of archery. Yeah, we'll say it like that. So we had
it just made archery a metaphor.
Yes, it really did. That's really all it did was talk about that. But one of like the metaphorical meanings behind the book was essentially the art of mastery. The book is based about Tatsuya, who is a former archer who teaches, who was like a master archer. Now he goes into his story all at the end of the book. So the last 8 minutes of the book, he's talking about how he ended up becoming an archer. But it starts off with him and a stranger, they call him stranger, like challenging him. Right now, the way he could have took it. So it talks about the difference in understanding, where he essentially looked at this guy for where he really was coming to him from or at. Does that make sense? Did I say that? Okay. And he essentially challenges him to, well, not even challenge. He was just like, I want to show you that I can shoot.
Yeah.
Like, you're this big master. You have this reputation. Like, if you tell me I can shoot, I know I can shoot. So, like, and we can dive in depending on how, because we still on it's 9 of the points that I have, but we still on 1. But essentially, he just wants to shoot in front of him, and he shoots in front of him, and then it goes to him shooting, but he chooses a different terrain. I'm just giving y'all like a backstory. Like, essentially, if you want to read the book, like, I'm going to tell you about the book honestly because I like giving people the information to decipher if they want to do it or not. Hey, whatever. But essentially, he gets on shaky grounds and shoots a bigger
Target.
bigger target. I'm not trying not to give you everything. That's why she here. She hold me back. She's like, you saying too much. You have to read the book. And again, if you guys are interested in reading and getting back into reading, check out Audible. They're not promoting us yet. We're going to work on that contract. However,
Audible,
where you for real? Like hashtag Audible at Audible.
Let's
get hashtag at Audible because we love Audible. But it is like, seriously, you guys, like, if you are having like your life is really busy, hectic, kids, whatever, and you want to get back into reading or going somewhere different, like back in the day, that's how we used to travel. We used to travel. We couldn't travel through a book. So I do like getting back into reading. So if this is something you guys have on your New Year's resolution, you start today. It's free. I mean, they have a free trial, but you can also join in with us.
Even if you don't or can't like buy it, like
Audible do have free stuff though.
It's not expensive.
Yeah.
Not,
I mean,
it's
investing
not like it's a
in
whole
yourself.
lot of money.
I know y'all got them gym memberships y'all ain't been paying.
The books are only like one credit, and you can like. I mean,
I got 4 credits.
You
right
can
now.
stack up like it's only a credit a book, so like.
And they used to, I don't know if they used to do, but used to can exchange your books, so you can exchange books after you read them. But
Audible is dope, so definitely check it out if you are interested. I would definitely recommend 10 out of 10. So recommend.
All right. So going back to the art of mastery, because y'all know we can get off topic. Well, I can get off topic because she loves to tell. See, exactly. I just got off topic. It's just that quick. But going back to the art of mastery, the story follows Tetsuya, a master archer who teaches a young boy about life through archery. And again, I kind of went through that little story. It was really short. I think that part was probably like 20 minutes at most. No, I take that back. It probably was like 10 minutes, maybe 7. Kolo emphasizes that mastery in any field requires practice, patience, and humility, not just talent. So again, when we talk about that part, it's when the guy, he gets on a broken, shaky freaking bridge and shoots a target, and he talks about, and then he asks him to do it, and he misses the target simply because it wasn't the situation, the external factor wasn't ideal. So because your external factor, and we can go into like I'm diving in today. Okay. I think that this book came right on time. So the external factors, like things don't outside of your control or whatever. And he even talks about in the book, like you go into war or you're in a dangerous situation, the favors aren't, you can shoot when there's nothing distracting you, but can you shoot when everything is going wrong? And that really hit home for me because I feel like over the past few months, there's been a lot of things going on. It's been a lot of shifting. And in the shifts that I've encountered, do I float or do I sink? And I'm still here. So, I'm floating, I guess. But I felt like that was a really good kind of reminder to yourself of like, and even going past this, like this writer, he has a lot of good books. The Alchemist we read here too. I actually listened to the end of the book, and he literally gone through things in his life, and he talks about all these books that he wrote was because he was going through certain and particular things, and these are things that can help anybody out of those situations. So, I'm really liking this book.
I think as far as this book goes, what he's talking about is just like, it's not just talent, right? So you can know how to do something and do it very well. But you have to have the patience, you have to have the humility, you have to also have those things as well in order to be I guess, a master at it, right? Because like you said, yeah, I might be able to do it when everything is great, like all the conditions are well, but if for whatever reason, and this is for like anybody can take this as far as like their business or things like that, like even if something happens and you have to spend money where you weren't expecting, or where something happens in your family and then you have a leak in your house, and then all these things happen, can you still do your job and do it well, even though all those outside things are affecting your day-to-day, right? But that's where your patience comes in, right? That's where your humility comes in. You have to be able to have those things in order to be a master at it. Because anybody can be an archer, or anybody can be a painter, anybody can be you know what I'm saying? You can be anything. But are you actually good at it? Are you a master at it? Do you want to be a master at it? And if you do, are you willing to be able to grow that patience? Are you willing to be able to grow that humility? Those are the things that you need in order to be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's what I thought about that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, because essentially, it even today with the things that we encountered, a lot of people can allow those things to be excuses as to why they don't achieve the things that they are wanting to achieve. You can let those external factors stop you from obtaining more. You just have to understand that is what it is.
Yeah.
Essentially. And I like that it, like with some of these things that he talked about, it was like short and sweet. Like it was short and sweet, and either you get it or you don't. Yeah. And now going into the metaphor of archery, archery serves as a metaphor for personal growth and life's challenges, like the elements of the bow, the arrow, the target, which are the chapters of the book. The archer symbolized different aspects of life: discipline, intention, goals, and action, which we kind of just basically touched about with part one. Is that these are the things that are needed for you to achieve anything, because if you pull a bow, if you pull a bow and arrow, the whole point of this is to hit the target.
Right. And but there's a lot of, because I did archery in school. This is one of those things in school that I had to do, weirdly. I guess I'm that old. We did stuff like that in school. So I did have to learn how to like shoot a bow and arrow. So it's about like your breathing, like you have to be able to control your breathing. And that also goes along with like, even if you're shooting a gun, but within, you have to make sure that the feathers on your bow are the correct way. Like there's so many aspects to shoot a bow and arrow. You can't just go out there and it's gonna go where you want it to go. You have to. It's about your breathing. It's about your placement. It's about where your arms are.
This damn thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things.
It's not as easy as it may look. But anybody can pick up a bow and arrow and go like this and let the thing go. Like no, that's not what happened. That's easy.
It flops.
But there's so many other aspects in order for you to hit your target, right? And then the outside elements that may be around you also affect your shut up. How you how you hit your target. So you have to be able to do those things. But that's just like life, right? You have to be able to overcome all those other things, all those other elements that are coming at you and beating you upside your head, because life be lifing, and still be able to get through it.
I'm sorry, that took me out, Jasmine, because it took a second to process. Oh shit.
I'm definitely that old. Okay.
Girl, they was teaching us. Oh my god, I have so many jokes.
They taught us what did we did?
Girl,
we did y'all learned how to do archery.
Y'all had to learn how to catch y'all food. That's how old.
No, we did. What did I learned how to do? Do they still do? What's that good wood shop? Do they still do that?
I don't know. I've been out of school for like some years.
I did wood shop. I learned how to what is that? Square dance.
Hey, let's move on. Let's move on. Because I
learned a lot of things in school.
But like at the same time, though, you went during a time they was actually teaching people things. Girl, I had learned how to square dance. Me too. That's what it was, square dance and all and waltz and all these different things and what is it? Etiquette, dinner etiquettes and all those things. Yes. Then I have not heard about any of those programs in school.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do that or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they should. I'm a big fan of home ec and like I loved wood shop. Like that was my favorite class. My dad still has the mirror that I made him and hanging up in the living room.
I mean, you can make okay. So we need a TV.
Girl, please. Do you know how long ago that was? I couldn't tell you how to make one of those now. But it looks really good. I did my thing on that one.
We got YouTube.
I gave it to him for
y'all
Christmas.
should ignore YouTube. We got YouTube.
Girl, please. My teacher had a missing finger.
No, we ain't doing that. All right, so moving on. She got. Let me move on. Let me move on to balance and precision. Tetsuya teaches that success comes from balancing effort and relaxation. Ooh, Lord Jesus, that's a word. There is a lesson in knowing when to act and when to step back, avoiding extremes.
Oh my God.
I don't remember that part in the
Tell
book.
me that don't ring a bell.
Today.
You gotta know when to act and when to step back.
Oh yeah.
And avoid extremes. Hello.
Hello. We gonna get off.
Hello.
We gonna get off because we getting off tonight because I feel like we about to be wilding on here. We about to be wilding on here. But yes, there is a thing called balance.
I'm just saying.
But I'm trying to remember exactly what he talked about that related to that.
I'm not sure, but
I mean, because I know when you think about like if they're talking maybe about the posture and all of that, like in those chapters, because when he balance, because posture, like even though people don't look at that, you know, the confidence. But I feel like the thing about reading books sometimes is other parts can remind you of other parts, and I feel like I be jumping ahead to it. But I know that he talks about when, I don't know if it was in posture, but he talks about your opponent, like your allies come when they see you need help, but your enemies can also see when you have an unsteady hand, right? And it's a and that kind of took me back to the 48 Laws a little bit, because I feel like when you're at war and you are in this situation where you are, like when we go back to intention and what we want this arrow to strike and how we want this to be, and then we look at our opposition and we don't want them to see our fear, because I know he also talks about breaths. He also talks about a lot of different things in doing the bow and arrow, like the things that you have to set yourself up for success. And
you have to have balance.
Yeah.
You have to know
and precision.
when you need to put more effort and when you need to step back. And when you need to relax and when you need to do more and when you need to do less. You need to know when. You can't just be out here just doing everything thinking that, and again, it's just like any business. Like you can't be you can't try to do everything by yourself, right? Everybody needs help, everybody needs rest, everybody needs to be able to relax. So if you are constantly working, you're gonna burn yourself out. And what good are you gonna be for your business or for yourself if you burned out? What good are you going to be if you are doing
and you find resources?
Yeah. What good are you going to be if you're doing things just to make a quick dollar real fast? You know what I'm saying? That don't last forever. You have to have balance. It has to make sense.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
That's how you get your precision.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be precise if you're tired. You're not going to be precise if you don't wore yourself out for the past 3 weeks without a break, without getting proper rest. So
get something done. Just a little bit.
It's about making sure that you have that balance so that you can have that precision. Just like it says, you need to know when to act and when to step back, and avoiding extremes. And extremes would be, I'm gonna work every day for the next 60 days without getting a rest, without taking a break, without.
That's an extreme, because
I think it is extreme. If you're doing everything, if you are the sole person doing everything and you don't get any type of rest, that's extreme. Because it's not beneficial. Like I said, you're not going to be precise in your job. You're not going to be precise in your work. I get rest and I work every day. I rest, but I'm gonna make sure that I get my rest. You make sure you get your rest. You might work. I know that, but that's what I'm saying. You talking like you don't rest. You rest.
She's telling all my secrets now.
I'm just saying that people have to rest. You have to rest in order to be.
I mean, yeah,
right. You're not gonna.
I'm not saying go 60 days straight without no.
But that's what I'm saying. That's it to the extreme.
That's extreme.
That's what I'm saying. That's extreme.
But I'm saying, like, if I go hard for 60 days. And then I deserve a 2-week vacation on an island somewhere. I do not disagree with that. That's all I'm saying. But we're going to move to point number 4, which is living in the present, which is what we're trying to do. The writer highlights the importance of focusing on the present moment. The act of releasing an arrow teaches the concept of non-attachment, because once you act, let go of the outcome. And I know that that's probably been something that has been moving in my life too, is, when we say trust God, or we give it to God and let it go, it's like we've already asked for the prayer. So if we continuously asking for the prayer, then we're fighting against it because we don't believe that prayer is actually coming. And thank you guys for the hearts. I love it. Mm-hmm. We love. Thank you so much. But essentially, the act of detachment. Oh my God, the art of detachment. Is it the art or the act of? I can't remember. But detachment it is easier said than done, but it is something that I feel it deserves its place, because it's not something that we hugely. I don't know. Like, I feel like we talk about it, but we don't want to actually have that skill. I don't know how to describe it.
I do. I mastered that. I'm a firm believer.
Because
once I say, God, it's yours.
It's yours.
It's His.
Give it to the Lord.
And I be done with.
To the Lord. It's given to the Lord.
I be done with it, and it done got me far. I might not have what I want when I want it, but I be good.
What's the saying? He might not come. He might not always come when you want it, but it always come on time.
It be on time.
It do. Be working,
and I've been just fine. Listen,
Amen.
Listen.
And then we're going to jump right over to point 5, overcoming fear and failure. Tetsuya discusses how failure is a part of the learning process. Fear should be acknowledged, but not allowed to prevent action. And so I know that there was a quote when he talks about when he's talking about your allies, the type of people that you want to hang out with, the type of people you want in your circle, are people that are not afraid to make mistakes, to learn from them. And he talks about learning from those mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, then how are you not going to learn from them? And, and I feel like the kind of combining or connecting aspect of most of the books that we read or have read in book club have been pertaining to the relation of fear and failure to success and winning, and I feel like the reason why we keep emphasizing or honing in on that is because there is going to be a lot of fears. Like, even the guy standing on the bridge, the stranger standing on the bridge in the book, he was afraid, and the circumstances weren't ideal. And so he missed his mark. And again, having peace within and understanding that things work for the best of the best outcome. Like, you can't control how things happen, right? There are only certain things that you control, and that's how you react to it. And that is if you go through it. Like, I mean, all of those things are your choices. And so fear, what was I about to say? Feeling failure. we should acknowledge it. When he talks about acknowledging it but not allowing it to prevent action, I think that that's the part where we stop. We just get to fear and we stop, instead of like really processing what is the actual fear. Is the fear like, I want to go start a bakery, right? But I don't want to do it. What really is the fear? Well, what is that? Why do I not want to do what I just thought of? And when you really sit there and you break it down, is it because you don't want your friends to laugh at you? You don't want to not get any likes? Like, what are these things that are like stopping you? Because why do they actually really matter? And you're doing what you're wanting to do. You were brought in this world alone. You're going to die alone. So like, why not do what it is that you want to do? So assessing those fears, assessing how you want to move forward in any situation, and actually taking action. And then did you have something to say about?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then going and moving into 6, the role of discipline and passion. Discipline is the key to mastering any craft, but passion provides the energy needed to sustain effort over time. So, and I'll probably make this brief for myself. Discipline, I grew up kind of free spirited. So discipline wasn't really something that existed. It's something that I had to create for myself over time. And all I can say is, even though I don't work a conventional 9 to 5, I still have to wake up. I still have to do the things that I have to do in order to, be able to pay the bills, have fun, do the things that I want to do. So discipline is something you cannot escape, especially going into entrepreneurship. And a lot of our things are based in entrepreneurship because of our organization. So again, make sure you guys check out our page if you have not. We are a nonprofit. We cater to Black enterprise, Black business, community, and education. So make sure that you go check that out if those things align with you. But essentially, like us, even now, like I said, I spoke earlier that I'm going to do a recap of all the books that we've read. That is discipline. We've done this for a year, and we've read books every week.
Yeah.
Almost. Like, there might have been, out of the entire year.
Yeah, we had a couple breaks, but I think that we did very, very well.
I feel like it's 60 books.
It was a lot.
It's a lot of books. But I'm proud of us. Okay, like we didn't celebrate.
Said, it's not always fear that stops you. Sometimes you self-sabotage your goals and don't realize it, which is very, very true.
Mm-hmm. But then let's take that a step further.
Ice said that's what I said.
Okay, but let's take that a step further. What is self-sabotage?
Right.
Self-sabotage is a reaction to fear, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't believe something is possible for yourself. You begin to self-sabotage. You begin to create the chaos, and that is solely based in fear. It might not be a fear that has been addressed and understood, but once you get to that point and you realize, hey, I'm self-sabotaging. Like, why am I doing this? Like, really, why am I doing this? Because I'm gonna tell you, imposter syndrome is so real. When you, especially in entrepreneurship, when you're in a position where you don't know what you don't know, and you feel like, oh, I can only do what I know I can do. And then people, it's a whole thing, you guys. It is a whole thing. And you will second guess yourself, and you will look at your life and like other lives, and you will see, like, I'm not going to say comparisons don't happen, but I'm not saying they don't happen either. Like, essentially, you look at people that you're close to, especially if you're the black sheep, the whole saying the black sheep, and you look and you see that the person next to you has a 9 to 5, mm-hmm. and you're doing this unconventional thing, and their lives is here, your lives is there. You do start to doubt yourself sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
But
you have to learn not to worry about what everybody else is doing. Your journey is your journey, and you have to be on your journey.
But that takes
you
accepting and acknowledging the fear behind it.
Right.
And so If you don't, then you will find yourself self-sabotaging.
Mhm.
And I can speak from experience. It took me a while to realize that I'm not the best, but I'm aiming to be the best
Right.
at anything and everything that I do. So I will give my best until my best is better.
So my best is better.
That's all I can say, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I can do and what was in my power. Like even going back to book club, you guys, like we've taken breaks. We deserve breaks, right? We just talked about
We just talked about
balance and precision,
balance and precision.
right? We have to
Amen.
take breaks, and I know that when we're in this entrepreneur space and bubble, it's like if you go missing for a certain amount of time, you have to build that momentum back. And I'm like, fine, build momentum. I don't care. Like, you know, people that see us out here and they want to join in on the lives. We're not for everybody,
Right.
and that's fine. We're for the people who want to read and who are actually reading and have read the books or want to read the books.
Right.
We've given reviews. Audible.
Audible.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Audible, check us
Check
out.
out. Hashtag Audible. But yeah, so now I'm gonna wrap that up. I don't know if I closed it out right, but whatever. We're gonna go to point 7. The significance of purpose and direction. The archer must have a clear target, which represents having a purpose in life. However, life's value isn't only about hitting targets, it's about the journey and the effort put into each shot.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah, she got it.
You outside?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, okay, do you have anything to say about 7? No, yes.
Turkey? Yeah.
No. So the
Wait. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming right now.
So like I can probably stay on 7 for about a good 3 minutes,
Okay.
5 minutes myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So the only thing that I wanted to say about that is having like a clear target, right?
Mhm.
So you have to be able to see what you're trying to do or know exactly what it is your goal is or what you're aiming for. So like you can't like halfway know what it is. Like say you want to be, I'm just gonna say painter because that's, I mean, I could say archer, but whatever.
That's too
But-
on the nose.
Yeah. Like say you want to be a painter, right? But and you have the paint and all that stuff, but you don't know what types of things you want to paint. Like you don't know if you want to paint houses, you don't know if you want to paint garage doors. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have like a clear direction as far as like what you want to focus on. It's going to be hard for you to hit the target or hit your goal if you don't have that clear view of what it is exactly that you're trying to do, is what I got from that. Like you have to have a clear view of what it is and a clear destination to your goal. Give me some.
All right, I got you. All right, and for me, as far as the target and talking about point number 7, again, when we're taking the bow and the arrow as an example, we're talking about an actual target. You're wanting to hit the target. That's the objective of a bow and arrow, right? Having a purpose in life. I know that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of self-motivation talks or speakers, they talk about having a purpose. What is your why? Why are you getting up every day to do the things that it is that you are saying that you want to do? You want to achieve these things. So what is going to push you to achieve those things? Because like you can say, oh, I want to get a new car, I need a new car, and that's one goal. And I'm not saying that it's a big goal and a little goal, because for some people that can be a huge goal when you think about your external factors, right? So, you know, trying to get this car, once you obtain it, what do you do next? Because you've reached it, right? And for some people, they'll see it as, I've reached a goal. I can say that I've done something that I wanted to do and I've done it. And some people will look at it as, I've done what I can do. Let me see what I can do next. You know, you have those different types of people, and that's fine. It's okay. I'm not discriminate against anybody. Got to put that out there because TikTok love to shut us down. But essentially, life is about hitting targets. We have even for age, sweet 16, your 21st, your 25th, your 30th, your 35th, I think, your 40th, your 50th, your 60th. There are milestones that we celebrate, anniversaries we celebrate. Those are targets that we are aiming for in marriage and in partnership. We're aiming to be married for 40, 50 plus years. These are things that we aim for. So when you think about just your life in general and the goals and the things that you want to aspire to reach or to get or maintain or whatever, you're really having to sit down and say what they are and defining what they are. Y'all that have been on following us and watch our videos know my goal is 43 billion. But what and how am I going to obtain 43 billion? There has to be a clear, concise way that I'm going to get there. And so anyone that's wanting to obtain something in life, you're going to have steps to doing it. I don't just get up every day just to get up. Like, I have slow mornings. I think that I deserve slow mornings for as much extremes that I put into obtaining just to be where I'm at today. And I'm not saying that I am the richest, but I'm saying that I'm pretty okay. Can I go harder? Yes, of course I can go harder. Essentially, I say that to say that I get up because there are things that I know I have to do. I know that I have to do this. I know I have to do that, and I'm going to do them because if I don't, this is my livelihood. So, like, even for those people that go to surprise, it's a baby on the line. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Come on.
You gonna go?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, you're not coming to me today.
No.
She said you being extra. I'm being shy. Being extra. But yeah. So essentially, there are things that I got to get up for, and I'm going to get up for them to do them. Because just as you get up to go to your job, your 9 to 5 to clock in and get paid, I got to do the same thing. I just don't have to get up at 9 or 10 unless I have to get up.
Yeah.
And then so moving into point number 8, and we only got one more to go, you guys. So we will be off. This is going to be an hour live. Yes.
Yeah, we actually did an hour.
Yes. We got to get through these 2 points. If we don't get off topic like we are now, then we can do it. Simplicity and minimalism.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, you happy today? Colo conveys the importance of simplicity in both archery and life, focusing on what truly matters and discarding unnecessary distractions. So, again, going back to the end of his life, right? Because I know we've kind of like talked about our lives in comparison to the book, but I think that that's what good books do. You see yourself living through the books. Oh, so now you want to come? Yeah. See, your babies, they fickle. But essentially, he goes and he talks about his life, and he talks about the fact that he was a drunk and he did all of these things in hell, and someone came, saw him, and said, "Hey, I'm taking you out of this and showing you something else, and just understand how close you are to death." And I think when he talked about how close I'm sure, you know, you're just a point in life. Yes, and so essentially, dang, I'm off topic. This is okay. So he talks about how he got himself together and why he's a woodworker, because essentially the people come looking for him, and he promises and makes them promise that they're not going to tell anybody where he is, and that he's always standing up, and that he is where he is. And so he talks about that. And I'm sorry, the baby is distracting me.
Oh my God, please.
Okay.
So yeah, just making sure you get rid of unnecessary distractions, right? So like trying to eliminate the things that distract you that don't need to be distracting you. Other people's problems. For example.
Away. She said away.
Stuff like that. You have to be able to separate yourself and not concern yourself with things that don't concern you. If it's not making money, it ain't making sense. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So try to stay away from things like that that's distracting you from your goals. Excuse you.
So rude to them.
Say excuse me.
If he said it, I'm giving you him back. There you go.
He's like, what's so funny?
Because if you talk,
child, no. He wanted to talk real bad though. See? Yeah.
Oh, I ain't never seen him this happy.
Yeah.
Okay, he is happy.
He's lit today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just, keep it simple. Keep like me, even though I do have my there are some things that'll throw me off course, but for the most part, I'm very much to myself. I don't be concerning myself with a whole lot of. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call it. A whole lot of. I don't do that. I let people have their drama. Now, am I gonna listen to it? Yeah, because I'm nosy. But I'm not gonna make somebody else's problem my problem. I got my own problem.
He said, "You speaking?"
Hey,
he said, "You speaking?"
Say we got our own problems, baby. We ain't got time for nobody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So try to keep that negativity about your space. You'll be a whole lot more successful that way. You know what I mean? Simplicity is important. Right, thinking?
He said, "I'm on TV."
Say hi.
Hey, mommy, I'm on TV.
Say hi.
I know she was a grandma. This is her baby. Her baby's baby.
That's my baby's baby.
Yes. And then moving on to the final point, the teacher and the student dynamic. The relationship between Tetsuya and the boy emphasizes mentorship and the passing on of knowledge. The story also touches on the idea that teaching others refines one's own understanding. And that's a really true point, because you don't know what you don't know truly that you've actually obtained something until you can explain it to somebody else, right? Because then that knows where you are lacking, where you are lacking and where you are proficient, so you guys, I have my first teaching class for wire wrapping. We will see how that goes.
Okay.
But let's see what I know, and I don't mind reporting it, because I think I'm gonna do a little. I have ideas in my head of things that I want to do. If I took action on everything that I think about, I don't know. I wouldn't be as pretty as I am. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, you definitely figure out how much you know something by teaching somebody. What when you have to teach somebody how to do it, right?
Yeah.
Say, I don't know if I could teach somebody else to be a baby, because that's going to be tough, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be a baby.
Yeah, you definitely figure out how much you really know when you're actually the teacher. I learned that myself at my own job, because that's pretty much what I am. I teach other people how to do my job. And it taught me that I don't know everything. I don't know everything. And I'm still learning things. But even in that, you have to be able and willing to learn still, even when you become the teacher, which is where humility, I believe, comes in. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that chapter.
And
she's
for
over
me,
here having a good time with the baby.
Sorry, I get distracted easily. But also at the same time, the last point that I want to make to point number 9 is that he talks about how he was taught and then how he was told to pass it on. And to remind him that he is always this close to death, and that the reason why his life has changed is because he understands that. And that's why he felt like, I don't mind giving you the knowledge. And he said that, I don't mind giving you the knowledge. Just what you do with it is what matters. He needs some tissue because he just blew a big old snot bubble. He did a big old snot bubble. But yeah, you guys. So, essentially, I do think that the book is a really good read for anyone that wants to, check on something, like get a book in front of them, start their journey. We are going into the New Year's pretty soon. This year has flew by. She's so happy. Look at them deep old dimples.
I
Look at them
know.
deep old dimples.
Jesus.
So yeah, so you guys definitely make sure to check it out. We're gonna try to post earlier this week on the next book that we do. Go for next week. It probably will be another, under our book. So that way you guys have a chance to read and join in if you want to talk about it. So we will be back next week. I'm putting it out there. Like I told you, Mondays be hard. And if y'all can suggest a better day, which you guys would actually come in, yes, let's do that.
Please.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
But we are going to go ahead and head out. We're going to sing our song, the Brown Girl song.
Is it Brown Girl song?
Girl, I'm just joking.
What? Tell me something I don't know.
Girls, we're leaving today. We got a baby, and he's jumping around.
Hey.
Brown girls down.
All right.
Bars.
Bars.
But y'all have a good night, and we see y'all next week. Say bye bye.
Say bye.
Oh, yeah.